Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. We'll talk today about a man who's in the news. You can see it on the BBC site if you look online, called Andrew Malkinson, aged 57. When Andrew Malkinson was 40 in the year 2004, he was wrongly convicted of rape. In Salford in Manchester, and he served 17 years, ended up serving most of his sentence in HMP Frankland, and he's just been freed by the Court of Appeal because DNA evidence, scientific evidence, has proved that it was not Andrew Malkinson that committed this offence. It was somebody else, and they have a suspect, I believe. But it isn't Andrew Malkinson. Now, the big problem with this is that he's going to get compensation, but believe this or not, the prison service have put in a claim against his forthcoming compensation, because he will be compensated, but they want to claim for board and lodgings off him, for the last 17 years. Now, I can understand why they would do that, because he wasn't guilty, and he was, and these places are reserved for people. But how diabolical is that when the prison service is part of the justice system, and it's the justice system that has failed Andrew Malkinson? There's also another feature to this case, in that you've got people crying out for things like the death sentence or far harsher sentences. The problem that you've got is that not everybody who is found guilty in court is guilty. That's the issue here. And 17 years later, Andrew Malkinson has absolutely proved that he isn't guilty. And there must have been tremendous pressure on Andrew Malkinson to actually give in and say, all right, I hold my hand up, I did it, I'll go on a rehabilitation program and get parole. Because if he'd done that, he probably would have got parole 5 years ago. I'm not aware of the actual how dangerous the assault on this individual woman was, but I believe that he would have got out after 10 to 12 years if he'd gone on a rehabilitation program and accepted that he was remorseful for committing that offence which he didn't commit. And there's another recent, in my memory, there is, of course, the Birmingham Six. You remember that case? And they were all proved to be innocent in the end. Terrible case. I met some of them. They were in Wormwood Scrubs. And they've been badly beaten by the police and dumped into baths full of freezing cold water and held underwater and virtually tortured. I mean, who authorises these people to do such mad things? Mind you, once you get into prison and you get into police custody, the police tend to think that they have a freedom to abuse you. It's the same. It was the same in the prison system when I was there. That people who were convicted, they considered fair game, and nobody wants to listen to them. I tried to behave in a reasonable manner towards the people in my charge, always believing that there but for fortune go you or I. And that's the case. I mean, it could be your brother, it could be your uncle, your grandfather, it could easily be. Could be you in there. Now, you wouldn't want somebody in there ripping the mail up, pissing in the soup, battering you up and down. And imagine if it was your dad, how you'd feel about that. And poor Andrew Malkinson has been through all that. He's been through the system. 17 years in jail, and he is now a free man. And they still haven't let him go because they're saying that they want to charge him for board and lodgings. That is a damn insult to a poor man that's put up with all the nonsense. And he said when he was in Franklin, he was studying pure mathematics and Buddhism, which I'm sure helped him to get through it, and he says he found that mathematics was the absolute truth, because you can't fabricate mathematics. It either is or it isn't. It's like being an accountant. You can't get 99% as an accountant. You get 100% or you don't pass. Simple as that. So anyway, that's today's little one. I think I've shown you a picture of him, the poor guy. Here we go. That's Andrew Malkinson. If I can show you that. There. Yeah, well. Oh, there we there. Can we see that? Oh yeah, there we are. Andrew Malkinson. Looks a perfectly normal guy. He's done well to survive that. And it wasn't just Andrew Malkinson that suffered here, it was his family. His mother. I mean, you can imagine the headlines all over the place. Terrible rape and man convicted. His name would be all over the papers. And she'd be ridiculed by her friends and neighbours, or certainly suffering from that, even though she knew that her son hadn't done it. And his long-term partner has been supported him all the way through, but he didn't allow them to come and visit him. He said, no, if they come and visit me in prison, they'll be treated like prisoners. And that's the truth. That's what the staff did. They treated visitors to the prison with complete disrespect. I know this is the case because about 20 years ago, I'd long left the prison service then, I got a call from a lady whose brother had used to, it was casual labour to put some flagging down in my back garden. He managed to get himself locked up for smuggling drugs. He wasn't really smuggling drugs, he was a patsy. You see, what the drug dealers do is they feed patsies to the HM Revenue and Customs and all that once a month or once a week or whatever it is, and so that they keep their arrest records up, believe this or not, yeah? And they said to him, look, you'll get £500 if you go to Holland, to Amsterdam, pick up this package, and bring it back. And he said they said to him, we'll give you £100 up front for your fare, and we'll give you the rest when you get back. I thought this was a good idea, because he hadn't got any money and he was only on casual labouring rates. He thought he would do that. Only take him 2 days, 1 day there, 1 day back. Happy days. And they said to him, if in the event that you get stopped, just tell them that somebody on the boat asked you to take the package in for them because they had too much stuff to declare at the thing. And so he did get stopped. The reason he would be stopped is because his identity and would be leaked to HM Revenue and Customs before he set off. So they'd clock him going, and when he come back, they'd lift him. Because that's the mark, you see. He keeps their arrest figures up. I know it sounds ridiculous, like a conspiracy theory, but there isn't any other explanation for it. And what did he have in his package? I don't know, but it was some cocaine or something like that. And he ended up getting 8 years. And his sister phoned me and said, can you go and see him? He's in Hull prison awaiting trial. So I went to see him, and he told me this story about how this guy handed him this package on the boat. I said, listen, I've been all over the world, and nobody, not ever once has anybody come up to me and asked me to take this package through customs for them. Nobody. I don't think that's very strange that the first time you go to Amsterdam, somebody should do that to you. Eh? I said, you mustn't tell the court that. They will be extremely angry because they hear it all the time. And you know what he said? He said, I either tell them that. I said, oh, these bastards will cut my head off. So there you have it. He went and he got 8 years. He didn't do very much, did he? He was just being silly. But Andrew Malkinson, he did nothing. He was just he said he couldn't believe it when they arrested him. It'd be like something from Franz Kafka's The Trial. Anyway, that's the song dinger, folks. And we're now going to have a song. I am going to sing to you today, yeah. Not very well, I believe, but I'm going to sing to you. I'm going to sing you a Bob Dylan song, It Ain't Me, Babe. Because because that was dedicated to Andrew Malkinson. Yeah, here we go. Go away from my window, leave at your own chosen speed. I'm not the one you want, babe. I'm not the one you need. You say you're looking for someone who's never weak and always strong, to protect you and defend you, whether you are right or wrong. Someone to open each and every door, but it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. Go lightly from the ledge, babe. Go lightly on the ground. I'm not the one you want, babe. I'll only let you down. You say you're looking for someone who will promise never to part, someone to close his eyes for you, someone to close his heart, someone who will die for you and more, but it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. Well, there you are. I think I've done enough damage to that. I'll have to plead guilty when I get to court for murdering songs. There you go. Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Bye. Don't forget to get my book, by the way.